Next week is Congenital Heart Disease Week in Wisconsin. CHD is the most common birth defect. That's the bad news. The good news is Children's Wisconsin has one of the top heart programs in the country, and they take their treatment beyond kids. Dr. Scott Cohen is a cardiologist with Herma Heart Institute at Children's Wisconsin. And Doctor, let's, start here first. Can you give us sort of just the basic definition of what we're talking about here? What is congenital heart disease?
Yeah, and thanks for having me. Congenital heart disease is an abnormality in the way the heart is formed during a pregnancy. There's a lot of different types of congenital heart disease, ranging from mild to severe. Most of the time, congenital heart disease is diagnosed as a child or as a newborn, but there are instances where it can be diagnosed as an adult. But what's important to remember is that these patients often require lifelong care, no matter whether they have repair as a child or whether they're diagnosed as an adult.
Yeah, let's talk a little more about that in terms of what you do early on, even at times in infancy, to repair some of these issues. Let's start there, and then let's go into how you treat that through a lifetime.
Sure. So many of these children have had surgery or reparative surgery during childhood, but it's important to remember that these kids often are palliated, meaning that they're not fully repaired, and they may run into problems as they continue to grow through adolescence and into adulthood, whether it be heart-related problems or other organ-based systems.
So there must be an advantage then, as children sees it, to continuing that care after childhood still at the same place. Are we talking about same doctors or at least the same team dealing with patients throughout their lifetime?
Well, many of these patients will see a pediatric cardiologist through their childhood years and into adolescence. And then around the age of 18 or so, we start a transition program where our nurses will actually meet with some of these adolescent patients and talk to them about now going from a pediatric style of care into an adult style of care, where they take more responsibility for their heart disease, making their own appointments, taking their medications, and then ultimately transferring into an adult congenital program where we have board-certified cardiologists that take care of adults with congenital heart disease.
I know, doctor, that oftentimes people see a hospital and they think docs are docs, hospitals are hospitals. But to have a top program like you have at Herma Heart Institute, how important is that to our area and to our region, really?
Yeah, I think it's great. We have a national reputation, not just for pediatric cardiology, but also for adult congenital cardiology. We're nationally accredited by the Adult Congenital Heart Association. We were the first in the state to get that accreditation, and we're the largest adult congenital center in the state.
Dr. Scott Cohen, thanks so much. Really good of you to talk with us about that ahead of the important week coming up. And for more information on congenital heart defects or the treatment options at Herma Heart Institute at Children's Wisconsin, you can look for this story. It's up now at tmj4.com.